Chapter IX, Shadows of the Past. Several years passed. I became a teacher again, chalk on the board, formulas, children's voices, but the war did not go away. Every spring when the snow melted, I remembered Rzhev. Every summer, Kursk. In September, Berlin. I often went to the station. There were trains there, it smelled of coal. I looked at the people arriving and looked for familiar faces. One day in 1949, a young man came up to me. He was holding an old photograph in his hand. It was the son of Lieutenant Chernov, the same one who died at the Kursk Bulge. We sat on a bench for a long time. I told him about my father's feat. Over the years, it became increasingly difficult to explain to children why this happened, why some killed and others died. But one day a student asked, "Don't you regret going to war?" I answered, "If I hadn't gone, you would have gone." Chapter X, the common grave. Every year on May 9, I went to the memorial. There were people like me there, gray-haired with medals. We were silent more than we spoke. Flowers were laid at the monument, and then I sat on a bench in the park and remembered my people. Petka Larin, who laughed even under the bombing, Katia from that village that disappeared, Commander Gordev, who did not retreat a meter, Sergei Kozlov, who saved a child. I remembered their voices, their habits, their facial expressions. Sometimes I dreamed of their steps leisurely on the way home. Chapter XI. The last winter when 1961 came, I was already ill, my heart was failing. Sashka became an engineer, got married, I had grandchildren. Luba never returned to the library, she took care of the house, knitted, made jam. One day I sat down at my desk and started writing. Everything I remembered, all the names, all the dates, so that my grandchildren would know, so that the memory would remain. I didn't know if I would have time to finish everything, but I wrote every evening, sometimes with tears, sometimes with a smile. Before the new year, I dreamed that I was back in shape. I was walking through the forest. On the left was Petka, on the right was Chernov. A harmonica was singing in front of me. I woke up with a feeling of peace. I realized I was back.